I'm 1,000 pieces, still standing tall, a voice in the chaos. I've lived it all. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a friend in the night, holding a broken, still holding a light. Shells in my pocket, dreams in my hands, building something they don't understand. The craft in my 1,000 pieces, still standing tall, a voice in the chaos. I've lived it all. I'm shining bright, not the battles I fight every night. But still I rise through the fire they made, through the hate, through the words they threw in my face. I'm still here, I'm still strong. This is where I belong. Mommy ramblings in my name. I built this boy through the pain. Every rebel that stayed by my side. You're the reason I try to tear me down piece by piece, like I don't deserve a moment of peace. Was it just cause I didn't fit them mold, so they threw their stones and turned so cold? There are things I'll never say out loud, the kind of pain that don't need a crowd, but I carry it deep where the silence lives, and still find a way to give and give. And I smile when I go live like I'm okay, but they don't see the price I'll pay. I'm missing you with every breath I take, my sweet boy, my heart's still brave. But still I rose for the fire they made, through the hate, through the words they threw in my face. I'm still here, I'm still strong. This is where I belong. Mommy ramblings, this is me. Every left still chasing dreams, every rebel that never walked away. You're the light that got me through the grave. Still I rise, still out there, with your memory in my head. God, you carried me when I was weak, when I couldn't stand, you lifted me more times than I could ever say. You made a way, you made a way. And I've got dreams that won't let go, a foundation built, some love I know. For my son, for the words he played, I'll turn my loss into something that remains. Yeah, I rise, now I'm stronger than before. Every scar just opened up a door. I'm still here, hear me now. I won't break, I won't bow. Mommy rambling, loud and clear. This is my voice, this is my year. Every rebel, every heart, you've been with me from the start. Still I rise, still I fight, turning darkness into light.
I'm still your mom, and I'll build something beautiful from all this pain.
Hello, everybody. I think, let me see. Let me shut this down. Sorry. Okay.
The lights go low, the clock strikes 9. Another.
I wonder what the mystery is. So, how is everybody doing? You feeling empowered? I am. Hi, Linda. How are you? Can you hear me, Linda? Let me see. I think a bunch of people who seem to think I'm going to lay down and take it. I'm going to be really surprised. That's all I'll say. Fireworks, aren't there, coming tomorrow in most places? Do they end on the 4th? Or do they continue through the week? Yep. Okay, so let me just make sure you can hear me here.
Another.
I wonder what the mystery is. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk about that case with the 16 kids in the house, and we're going to talk about other things. And we're going to talk about Taylor Swift's wedding in New York City and the chaos and the police and the temperatures that are soaring over there. I don't know about you, but yeah, it was real humid here today, but it rained. And then after the rain, it was actually, we went for a walk around the lake. It actually kind of cooled down a little bit. It was funny because Ethan was working the landscaping job, and then he had an appointment at 11:30, so he had to come home, and he goes, I'm just going to go for a quick jump in the lake. And it's funny because he made a video of himself. Oh my gosh, imagine that, he made a video. But anyway, he made a video diving in. And then when he was coming out, we haven't put the docks in yet, okay? So they're like kind of a little precarious. But anyway, so one edge was like in the water, and he went to go get the camera, and he went right off. It was hysterical. But anyway, he said the water was just so warm. He's like, it's like a freaking hot tub. So yeah, but see, I don't like it when it gets that warm, but then there's always the cold springs if you put your feet down and you go out. But anyway, yeah. So today we've got a lot of people up, a lot of my nephew's up, my cousin's up, my cousin's friends are up. So we've been doing a lot of visiting during the day and things like that, family stuff, and then I've had some other stuff I had to take care of. But beyond that, yeah, it's hot. It's a little sticky, little sticky. But it's okay. I'm not complaining. I really am not. So anyway, I hope that it's not that bad, but it's bad in New York City, and the police are having a little bit of a. Well, we'll talk about that, about Taylor Swift and some of the people that were coming and going and all of that business, and then plus whatever else might be going on. I don't know. It's kind of like I can't even believe what time it is because, like I said, I guess we were at my cousins until maybe 9 or something. I don't know, 9 something. Hi, Slam RN. How are you? Is it hot by you? Are you sweltering or are you okay? You probably have air conditioning and everything, right? But yeah, it's they started a little bit with the fireworks tonight, but the big stuff will be tomorrow, and I will take video. I will see how much I do live and how much I put up afterwards. But yeah, lots of fireworks expected tomorrow. And like I said, maybe just right on through the week. It's okay right now, just rain. Yeah, it rained for us too. Yep. Let me see if there was anything else I had to say. Trying to think. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I need to talk about right now. I'll have a lot to talk about in the coming week, I'm sure. Okay, so let me go over here and let's see. Let's talk about Taylor Swift's wedding first, right? Her big wedding. So Adam Sandler officiated the wedding. That's what it's saying here. But let's go, yeah, officiated by Adam Sandler. That's odd, huh? That is really odd. Very odd. After months of speculating and predictions, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were married as they celebrated their wedding with hundreds of guests Friday at Madison Square Garden, of course, in New York City. The couple had no bridesmaids or groomsmen. Yeah, that's a trend that's happening now, right? Austin Swift served as a man of honor, and that was Taylor Swift's brother. And Kelsey's brother, retired NFL official offensive lineman Jason Kelsey, served as Travis's best man. Her wedding dress was created by Christian Dior, haute couture. A jumbotron outside of Madison Square Garden lit up with the words "Just Married." Following the news, the Empire State Building also announced on social media that it had lit up in something blue in celebration of the wedding. And Just NT Married. That's what they did. Just NT Married. Right? Let me show you. What? Okay. Are you going to go over there? It just loves. Mr. Picture, please. Now you went over here. How come Mr. Rogers had so much luck with picture? There we go. Justin T. married, and there's the Empire State Building, which the other day had, they're making a lot of memes where they're putting all kinds of things on that banner that had that quote that's been attributed to Jimi Hendrix, but he really is not the official on that. But anyway, they had about 1,000 guests to celebrate their marriage. And it wasn't immediately clear if the wedding ceremony occurred in MSG or at some point before. Large black SUVs were seen starting to arrive at the famous venue shortly after 3 p.m. Eastern Time, pulling into white tents that were set up outside. The plans included a cocktail hour, ceremony, and then a reception, with the celebration expected to stretch into the early hours Saturday. The sources say a large crowd of onlookers and fans lined the streets near the arena, holding up signs of support and hoping to catch a glimpse of those attending the wedding. Some of the guests spotted arriving included actor Hugh Grant, actor Jason Sudeikis, Ethan Hawke, soccer star Abby Wambach, sports broadcaster Joe Buck, musician Benson Boone, NFL star Cooper Kupp, and Paulina Gretzky, daughter of hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. Here is Hugh Grant arriving. Come on now. Get over there. He's with Anna Elizabeth Eberstein. The event featured musical entertainment and crews, built a massive set inside the arena for the occasion. It's going to be an absolute spectacular blowout. It doesn't look at all the same inside. They've completely transformed it. Workers hung draperies inside Madison Square Garden, and it was safe to assume the famed basketball arena and concert venue was decked out for a one-of-a-kind celebration celebrity event. Okay, let's see what we have here. The clip made it to... Let me see it. Their relationship history. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end shared his disappointment about not meeting Taylor Swift on New Heights, the podcast he does with his brother, Jason Kelsey. He said, "I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her," explaining he had a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it to give it to her. The clip made it to Swift's mom, Andrea, who said who would encourage her daughter to meet Kelsey. Taylor was initially hesitant about dating an athlete. She said in the End of an Era docuseries, thinking that she wouldn't know what to talk about, but she soon learned they had plenty in common. It's shocking how many similarities we have towards our jobs and how we view them and how we view each other. We both have jobs where we go out in NFL stadiums and we entertain people for 3.5 hours, his with considerable more violence than mine, but he's not in heels. She said that she had trouble maintaining a relationship in the past during a tour, but she didn't have that problem with Kelsey. Each of their passions fuel each other, she said. Ultimately, we love cheering each other on. Fans took notice as Swift showed up to cheer Kelsey on at the NFL games, including the Super Bowl, and as Kelsey attended several Eras Tour concerts, even making a surprise appearance on a stage in a June 2024 show in London. The duo got engaged last August in a joint Instagram post. Said, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. So let's talk about, let me show you. So I'll put this up there, but then we're going to talk about what the police have. Those are their woes. A little bit smaller before I pull this over here. Okay. There we go. All right, so let me get to the come on now. Okay, so it's claiming that Taylor Swift was blasted by exhausted NYPD cops who were forced to work 30-hour shifts for her wedding in 100-degree heat on July 4th weekend, breaking 115 degrees. So what it's saying for us here is that she's been slammed by these NYPD officers. I'm trying to get this. Okay, so they're in the sweltering heat outside of MSG. Temperatures could reach 115 degrees on Friday when they were out there. They are keeping the venue secure in that intense heat. It's the hottest day of the year. Everyone's on overtime. At the no breaks in the sun, fumed the officer. We're just looking for shade. He did not want to give his name to a media publication. They were frustrated by the record-breaking demands. An officer told the U.S. Sun that the NYPD is grateful Taylor and Travis donated millions to widows of police officers and firefighters and is paying part of the workers' overtime payment. However, they're still frustrated. It's not her fault that there's a heat wave, but do something for the people who have to be here and work this because you decided to do this. The officer also noted the city's stress during the World Cup and the U.S. 250th celebrations. We don't have the personnel to cover everything happening. And that's why some of us have been working 24, 30 hours in a row with no break. It's a huge inconvenience, not only for us, but for everyone here. You can't get into the garden. You can't use the entrances or the streets. The NYPD didn't respond for a comment. on that, and so we can take that with a grain of salt there, as to if that officer represents them all, or he's just disgruntled, or he's not even at all. There were more than 100 NYPD officers gathering for a briefing on the nuptials on Friday morning. Meanwhile, NYC, again, is suffering one of the worst heat waves in recent years, temperatures soaring past 100 degrees. So, but like Jimmy always says, oh, in a few hours it's over. It'll be over, and that's it, right? So, yeah, that'll be over. And now, let me go back to the live chat to see what's going on. Here we go. Okay, hi Linda Uribe. New York mayor said U.S. is a awful country. He goes, I didn't hear him say that. When did he say that? I didn't hear him say that. And the uniforms are very hot, New York mayor said. Huh. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Happy 4th of July. Hi, Colleen. Did the officers? I don't know. I'm sure, I would think Taylor Swift would do something like that for them, you know? We'll be staying married, and I hope she had a prenuptial. I'm sure she's protected her interests. I'm sure he's protected his, right? Let's see. You were a no-show, Linda? You didn't go? Oh, in a speech, Linda? I didn't hear that. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? We missed you. Okay, so let's go. Anne, have you heard about the 16 children in this, while all of that's going on, from you and Bozo, who's hiding under your bed right now. Why is he hiding? Because you're having storms or there's fireworks? Storms or fireworks? She is much richer, Linda says. Yeah, I imagine, yeah. I'm sure they're going to take care of her assets, right? I mean, it would be silly if they didn't. Hi, Ari. How are you? Oh, the fireworks, yeah. You could hear some before, but they really weren't doing a lot today. They have quite a show planned for tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Anne. I'm glad you're back. And have you seen this horrific case with these 16 kids in Ohio? Hey, thanks, Ari. Good to have you here. So, yeah, it's a mess. 4 people arrested. There's lots of stuff as like that the mother allegedly, whether she's the mother of all of them or not. There's been speculation, or shouldn't say, there's maybe been some leaks that an 18-year-old might be pregnant. I don't know. Like, I can't confirm that. But there's all these sets of twins. Hi, Snow Remover. 77 months, a Rambler VIP. Yay. That's something. Rambler VIP, thank you. 77 months. 77 months. Very good. That's over, you're going on what, 84 would be 7 years. You're between your 6th and your 7th year, right? Wow. Hi, Chrissy. Good to see you. Your fire started on one of your mountains, but our firemen got it out. Tons of visitors to our mountains. Well, that's good. The squalor they've been living in is so disgusting, and they don't even. That is a long time snow remover. Yes, hope you're doing well. It was miserable there with the heat index. It was 115, and you're in Maryland, right, Kathleen? Okay, so yeah, it's really horrendous with what is going on with those kids. And let's see, we're going to see if there's any more news that's coming out about, who is connected to who. And it's just, you like the number 7? Yes. And you're 77, 77. Right. It's despicable, right, Colleen? Okay, so let's see. I know that I have... Okay, my thoughts, and we have to find out some more, is that there was a gas can on the porch. There was a tractor lawnmower in the yard. The grass looked like it had been freshly cut. Now, was that cut to allow them to gain access into the house? I thought that the porch area was pretty, swept clean. But then they threw some stuff. But then when they got close to the windows, I'll show you that nightmare. Okay, let me just see. I heard something. Hey there, Anne. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, the super sticker. Let me play you a song. Thank you so much. Let's see. Got your super chat song here. Appreciate that. Where is the super chat song? So yeah, there's a lot of lot we don't know. I think there's a lot we're not going to want to know. But I mean, it's I can't even think about what really is probably going on there. I think a lot of us can probably. But the communication, meaning that maybe the older children can't even communicate. Now they said something about Appalachia. They're in Ohio, right? I mean, I don't know. It's horrendous to think. Okay, here's your song, Ann. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chat, look at you. Sending love, we see it too. Thank you, Rambler, shining bright. Mommy Ramblings, love tonight. Lights are glowing, hearts are true. Every word we feel with you.
Thank you so much, Anne. Okay, now, so yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's really horrible to think of. Absolutely horrible to think of about the communication. What did they do? What did they do with these kids? I know they said that they were bringing them across the street to the Dollar General. They say there's Dollar General across the street. It's in Hamden, Ohio. And the kids were all living in a 12 by 12 room with human waste and trash everywhere. The kids were in ages from 1.5 to 18 with multiple sets of twins. Let's see. Investigators described the conditions as beyond comprehension. The children were developmentally delayed, unable to speak, and resembled almost feral animals. They were kept like animals. The children were never enrolled in school. They were concealed by the family for years, and they are currently in the temporary custody of Ohio Job and Family Services. They're saying if you have any information about this family, to call the Ohio Attorney General's office at 855-BCI Ohio. Okay, let's just so absolutely horrendous. how did they go undetected is what people are saying. How did 16 children in this house go undetected? Okay, so these are the 4 people were arrested. Okay, there we go. So we have, it's just Gary Siders Jr. I believe he's 73 or 74. Gary Siders Sr. is 73 or 74. Gary Siders Jr., there, he's in his 30s. Then we have Christina Siders, I believe she's 67, is it? And Elizabeth Siders, who I believe is 33. Gary Siders Sr. looks like he is like completely out of it. I don't know whether that's substances or something, but yeah. The children range in age from 18 months to 18 years. They spend most of their time in a 12 by 12 room contaminated with human waste. Neighbors in the small Vinton County community said they had no idea the children were living in the home and the children were not enrolled in school. Former FBI agent and Jennifer Coffendorfer and Mark Garagos gave some opinions on how the family may have hidden that many children for so long. Coffendorfer said, you get away with it because you conceal it by moving over and over again. You don't let the children out of the house and you keep them in that basement. Well, they were let out of the house. They were going to the Dollar General. Okay. Then she said, I think probably the thing that strikes me the most is the span of the ages. 18 months to 18 years is just stunning in terms of that. Authorities have used the word feral to describe the children's condition. That's actually a pretty good use of the word. It's not civilized, I guess, is the best way to put it. Coffendorfer also raised the possibility that investigators could pursue additional charges tied to the ages of the children and their relation to one another. I think there are going to be other charges. I believe these older children, the females that were able to be of childbearing years, yes, I think they're going to have to do full DNA. The investigation is ongoing. Officials have not said whether the family was previously known to any child services agencies. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, so just days after authorities removed the 16 siblings from the squalid home, the investigators who responded to this scene have been left to wonder aloud how this could have happened under their noses. The children weren't enrolled in school. The family moved around over the past 2 decades, and neighbors say they never spotted the kids. The children remained mostly confined to a small room in the house with deplorable conditions right under our noses. Nobody was able to help them, said Emily Collins, 27, the owner of VC Farm and Floral in nearby MacArthur, as she lamented about how the case goes against the grain of the tight-knit community. It's just crazy with all the wonderful things going on in our little hallmark town, and this is what puts us on the radar. It's really sad. Authorities have said they went to the home Tuesday on an unrelated investigation. That's when they discovered the children, some of whom were unable to speak. 7 were taken to hospitals, including 1 in critical condition. The current conditions were not immediately known. 4 people who are the children's parents and grandparents were arrested on child endangerment charges. Okay, so Gary Siders Jr., 36. Gary Siders Sr. is 73. Elizabeth Siders, 33. Christina Siders, 67. Bond was set for $300,000 for each of them. The children's mother married their father, Gary Siders Jr., when she was 15, and all of the children are theirs, her attorney, Thomas Stoley, says. She was crying and exhausted when she met with her on Thursday, Stoley said. In fact, my client's first question to me when I walked into the jail and introduced myself was about her kids. She asked if her children were okay. She asked if I knew where they were. And she asked when she'd be able to see them again. He wasn't able to answer those questions, but I thought it was telling that her first concern was not when can I get out of jail, but are my children okay? Stoley said his client told him that all of the children were born in area hospitals. That's interesting. And she considers herself a full-time mom. She left high school after the 11th grade. And Gary Siders Jr. was driving for DoorDash and looking for another job. He was driving for DoorDash. Oh boy, look who's bringing your orders to you. Imagine what his hands are like. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, Stoley said the prosecutor's office has not yet shared their evidence with him, but so far he hasn't seen anything that supports the Ohio Attorney General Andy Wilson's description of the family as pure evil. Evil requires malice, and I did not see any malice in Elizabeth, Stoley said. He added that, I think this is more of a case of isolation than a case of evil, and I think that that's an important distinction here, because if that's all you know, and you have to think someone at 15 doesn't know a whole lot about being an adult, come on now. You know about cleanliness. I think you know at 15 a baby isn't supposed to live in that squalor. Like, come on, stop it. About being a mother, about being a wife, and that's been your worldview for the past 17 to 18 years. You get shaped by that. Stoley said Elizabeth didn't characterize herself as a victim, but I think it may be too early to actually determine what was going on there. While the headlines may be sensational, there's a real human component to this, and so I would ask people to give this process time to play out. An attorney for the elder Siders also urged the public to wait before they pass judgments. We ask that the community at large, as well as anyone who might have an interest in this case, take a deep breath, step back, let the case play out, and let the facts play out, Dorian Baum said. Attorneys for Siders Jr. and Christina declined to comment. Amanda lives 3 houses down from the Siders family, said that he has seen no kids at all there. It's a sad situation, Joseph Stort said, who has lived in the quiet neighborhood for 6 years. Okay. Authorities wouldn't publicly share the nature of the other investigation. Well, they said indecent exposure. They've already said that. On Thursdays, windows and doors at the formerly wide-open home about 60 miles southeast of Columbus have been boarded up. Police tape and piles of refuse remained. The previous day, a door was ajar and heaps of trash and children's toys were visible inside. A wood deck and the backyard were filled with discarded tires, a high chair, and other debris. The house sits on a road tucked alongside a steep railroad embankment where tracks carry rumbling trains to a rail yard in the village of fewer than 1,000 residents. The closest neighbors are separated by trees and thick brush, but the house is easily visible from the road. Investigators said members of the family had moved around southern Ohio for the past 2 decades and that it looks like they avoided creating a medical or governmental paper trail. The Vinton County Local School District said the only district in the area, and it has no records indicating that any of the children were ever enrolled. These folks were pretty good at hiding these kids. The children's absence from school and the apparent lack of regular visits with medical professionals likely contributed to keeping the dire situation unknown, said Jacqueline Yan, an associate professor at Ohio University. When kids are isolated or not participating, you don't have someone who's trained to know the clues, said Yan, who specializes in rural education and poverty. A well check is called that for a reason. They're checking for well-being and development. Investigators were reviewing whether the family was reported to any children's services agencies in the past, and the children spent most of their time in a room that was roughly 12 by 12 feet, 3.5 meters by 3.5 meters. And there was human waste all around. They looked like almost feral animals. It was terrible. Wow. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying about this. Go over here. Yeah. Be right back. You heat iced tea time. Okay. You've been a widow over 7 years. Calling it Charlie, sir. Okay. Hi, Murder of Crows. How are you? It's been ghastly. Yeah, I think it's going to be coming to an end soon, and for a lot of you, the heat. You are only in the 60s or 70s at the top of the mountain. Yeah, that's good for you guys. Linda, Uribi. Okay, so let me go to... There was something I want to show you with this. I imagine none of them have been to a doctor. I can't imagine he was doing DoorDash. Oh my gosh. That's crazy to say the least, right? Can you imagine even how like his clothing smelled, if the house smelled that bad? Who are these people that are getting this DoorDash from him? And the bike is missing a wheel. There's a lot of just cardboard boxes, you know what I mean? Empty cardboard boxes. They just... And I noticed that there was an air conditioning unit in the window. I don't know if that's something that investigators brought in, or if they I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit. But if someone was keeping up the lawn, you know, what's this guy doing DoorDash, and he was keeping up his lawn? Because, like, the lawn was cut. If you see here around the house, the lawn, you know, had been cut, but now it's got a lot of tracks and everything. Like, that's what I'm saying. Did someone bring that tractor in and do that? They've got the crime scene tape around. You could see that. Just a mess. Oh. Yeah, you can see here there's a unit in the window. You see that? Because they had other windows that were like, just, I don't know. What a mess. What a mess. What a who know? I mean, wow. Just wow. Okay. Let me go and see if there's anything. Sometimes on social media, people say things, they volunteer things, people in the neighborhoods or whatever. See if there's anything we can find out. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh boy. Come on now. Someone said, it is terrifying how fast the system mobilizes. What in the hills have eyes is going on here? Someone says, usual suspects. Someone says, let me see here. Does anyone else think that the old couple and the young couple all look like they are siblings? I thought that as soon as I saw their pictures. The younger couple couldn't be. Elizabeth is spoken for by her family. So sad for the kids. They should be made to work somewhere with needy people. One woman says, Lord God Almighty, please heal these children, and I pray for fast recovery. This is ridiculous, and I can't judge, but I will say this is insane to abuse kids like this. OMG, breaks my heart. Wood chipper, feet first, or rope, someone said. Okay, let's go over here to this one here. People should be asking if police have considered the possibility of dead children. They said that some of the children were near death. Maybe they should take cadaver dogs around the property. I'm sure they are. What if the parents of the kids who brought up like that by the grandparents, and who's the grandparents of who's the daughter or the husband? That is so terrible for those poor kids. The grandparents and parents don't look like they're mentally stable either. I can't imagine the condition of the two who were airlifted to the hospital and the conditions they all lived in their entire lives. The 4 adults should get life without parole, maximum 12 years each, charge them or all together. These people shouldn't be allowed to be around children ever again. These poor kids, I hope they find a way to keep them together, as they're going to need each other as they deal with this awful situation and learn a better way of life. Okay, so trying to see. So apparently this is I'm trying to see if this is really the inside of the house, because this There is a thing of Lysol wipes right there. Let's see if this is truly the house. There's a heater. And this looks unusually white here, right? Doesn't it? This part, whatever this, what is this sprayer thing? I'm wondering if this is truly. No, you know what? I think these. No, maybe it is. Does this house have brick? No, something is wrong. This is. You know what? People are so crappy. Why are people so crappy? Tell me why people are so crappy that they lie so much. They lie so freaking much. That's not their house. That's not their house. This is crazy. Why are these people lying like this? Stop it. This is a real estate agent lying. Okay, so he put up a post. Okay, let's put that he's not really, he's being deceptive, okay? I'm going to give him deceptive. What he did, he put up a post, okay, and he said, the photos coming out of the house in Ohio where 16 children were found are absolutely heartbreaking, and said he continues to pray. But then he says what struck him the most is how people seem shocked that conditions like this can exist. And he said that he's been restoring and renovating homes in Virginia and can honestly say that they've encountered living conditions that were every bit as heartbreaking, he said. And then he started to post photos and a whole bunch of paragraphs of that, and then his telephone number and stuff, but, you know, for realty. But yeah, but a lot of people didn't read all that, and they're saying, oh my gosh, you know, and they're talking as if those are the pictures of the house. And it's a bit deceptive, but that picture was not of the house. That was a picture that this guy put up saying that he's dealt with houses like that, okay? That wasn't the house. You can see this picture. This is of the house. And you can see they had a radio flyer wagon. That's in there upside down, and it's just stacked to where you can't get anything. Like my gosh, probably like, look at that. What is that? What is that? That looks like maybe that was some kind of a couch at one time. I don't even know. I don't even know. They do have a bowl overflowing with cat food on the porch. And they do show you a cat that appears to be well fed. I feel bad. It's a cute kind of tuxedo cat. And there was a hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, brother. Let's see if we can find anything about the condition of the kids. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so somebody's saying, let me see. Details are breaking in the case of the 16 children. Somebody's saying there is dementia among some of the older kids. They really look like a third world country. Let me see here. Okay. See what we're going to see in the comments on this. Family moved across several counties in southern Ohio to evade authorities. Several family members are already in jail or prison. Do you know if the parents of the kids are actually brother and sister? Someone said. The heck is my thing here? Someone said, I'm confused how they moved around, but also kept them in a 12 by 12 room for 4 years. Someone said it's called the chair plan. It's called the chair, plain and simple. There doesn't even need to be a hearing. Okay. The girl that worked at the diaper pantry said Elizabeth should try to come twice a week, and rule was once a week, and she smelled awful. She said, see something, say something. You can even ask if their plumbing works or whatever to get more information. Yeah, she said Gary Jr. would always sit in the car, and she was always seemed nervous, anxious, disheveled. Oh boy. Okay. Someone said there's no way that anyone is going to convince me that the mother of that many children is not a victim also, not excusing what she's done, but I don't think pure evil was probably her intention. You can just look at that woman and see the defeat in her eyes. What caused the initial investigation? It was indecency. Do DNA to make sure that they are theirs and not missing kids, someone said. Someone said was the grandfather father to some of the kids. I was wondering if they... Horrible. Someone said, oh, they keep referring to them as the grandparents and parents, but the parents are also the grandparents' children as well, so... you said as of tonight they haven't found any other charges against these 4 victims other than child endangerment. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see what you guys got here. They were smart enough to get attorneys. If they didn't know, why were they hiding them? What, Kathleen? The neighbor said nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a real mess. But, oh, a mess. Did anybody hear anything else about these kids? I don't know how they had all these twins. How did they have all these twins? Were they taking fertility drugs or something? How did they have all these twins? You know what I mean? How the heck did they have all those twins? That's not a normal thing to have that many sets of twins. Now she's saying all the kids were born in a hospital. You haven't heard anything more? Yeah, there's just so many sets of twins. Lots and lots of sets of twins. Kathleen, I don't think they're going to be able to make that bail anyway. I don't think so. He did DoorDash, and I don't think anybody else worked. I don't think he's going to be pulling that out of his behind. I know some children died. Don't know how many or when. I can't confirm anything. Just heard that's a... Your friend woke up and needs some help? Okay. We'll be here. We'll be here. What time is it, guys? It's 2 o'clock. How is it 2 o'clock in the morning? I'm so discombobulated. But I gotta remember, we were... My cousin said something. I feel like, yeah, this day has been really... She's drinking more iced coffee. There's a $300,000 bond, but they didn't bond out. I think they know that they're not going to be able to. And where are they going to go? They're not going to be able to go back there, so they're just going to stay in jail. Are we pressed? Hi, Alcas. How are you? You know, that just reminds me. Where's Alicia Nelson? Alicia, where are you? I haven't seen you since Corey. Where'd you go, girl? Where'd you go, girl? Alcas says, why are we pressed about Taylor Swift? Who cares what they do? Al, we just want to talk about it. It's news. We can't talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. We just want to talk about it. We're not pressed. We're pressed. It's news. I cover the news. Whoever set bail for them needs to be fired. You're sickened, Colleen. The stepdad that got the 11-year-old pregnant got life in prison. Oh, yeah, okay. They're not going to make bail, Colleen. They're not going to make it. To them, that's good. They're not going to bond out. They're not going to bond out. They're really not. Where are they going to go? They're not bonding out. I mean, the only one that would have a chance would be Elizabeth if her family helped her. And that's about it. The other three, they're not bonding out. You're about to add peach tree to your iced tea. They look alike, they talk alike, sometimes we even act alike. We're cousins, identical cousins. I know, it's the principal. Yeah. They're all dusty. They're all dusty. Dusty. Dusty, dusty, dusty. I have to see if, hang on a minute, I gotta look up something here. Shoot, come on. I wanted to see something really quickly. Gotta see something real quick. That's not it. Okay, hang on one quick. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to. I can't. It's so dumb that they don't have this listed. Okay. Yeah, we have our Lake Association meeting tomorrow. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Hold on a second. I just found something that I need to find. Okay. All right, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Wait a second. What's... Oh, we didn't miss it. Okay, okay. Now it makes sense. Never mind. There was an event. I had to look at the church, and I thought it makes sense now. Okay. Anyway, I've got that. Sorry about that. Anne, is Anne back? Is her friend okay? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. Super chat that a very Super chat cat. Hi. Do you ever think it's like those people who start hoarding animals except it's children? I 100% listen. I 100% know that there's like the communities, like the Quiverful communities, and I do believe the people in there base their worth on how many children they have. It's based on that. And I actually know someone that was in my pregnancy group online when I was pregnant with Ethan. And at the time, this woman in her 20s, or very early 20s, she had her life all mapped up. She said, "Oh, her husband and her," and they came from this, just the time she didn't call it Quiverful. And the husband's family was not like that. His father was a doctor, but they were, I don't know what denomination of Christian, but they met at some Christian college. I believe it was in maybe Indiana, Illinois, something like that. And they got married, and she's like, "Oh, we're going to have 4 kids." And then they were living in Arizona, and they, I think, got in with, I don't know, the Quiverful, okay? And now I don't know how many children she has, probably, I think, 15. 15, and then our kids were both born in April, so they were Ethan, so in those 19 years, she's had one set of twins, at least one set of twins, and maybe she's even up to, I think she's probably up to 12 kids. And she's 40 something now and just going to keep going. I think she's just going to keep going. It seems that way. And her sister also they didn't grow up that way either. The girls, and their parents had like 4 kids, and the parents were always running over there and rescuing them because she couldn't figure out what to get for dinner. But I mean, they did have means. Well, his parents, his father was a doctor. He's probably retired now, but they just had so many children, and they have so many children, and I think it is a thing. And now I think she even does a podcast, believe it or not, about how you shouldn't use birth control, and you should have as many kids as possible, and all of that, right? So, yeah, do I think that there's people that get in that? Yeah, 100%. And I think that they might even, it's almost cultish, right? It's kind of cultish because when you watch this, even on Facebook, like for us, right? So it's like they will go out and do demonstrations about, for certain, like against abortion or whatever it is, or they all have like multiple kids, and so when one has a baby, they'll go there with like paint sprays, they'll spray, like they keep helping each other, which sounds great, but it's a lot of kids, and how are you providing, even like, I think the husband was working at a barbecue restaurant, like a manager. And you've got 15 kids. Now, like I said, I don't know. Do I think that people could get into that? Yes, I think if people base their worth on how many children they have, I'll tell you one thing. They definitely don't have like a pregnancy anxiety. They don't have probably anxiety in general, okay? Because to have like that many kids is just, and then what also happens is, then do the older kids really have a childhood, or are they just taking care of the other children? And you see it, and it's called Quiverful, or they're fundamentalist Christians. And then we know that there's some of them that even have had multiple children, because I've taken a deep dive into this kind of stuff, okay? And then there's some that have multiple children, because she was like kind of we all knew her. Okay, let's just talk about it. Our group for these April babies, and we're still all in contact. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Kind of saw a shift in her, like, what's going on? Like, she went from being like she's having 4 kids and it to like she wasn't compelled to have 15 kids, but now I think she has 15 kids. And there's a lot of other issues. There's a lot of other issues. But yeah, the quiver. I mean, there's a whole message boards on that quiverful moment, and a lot of those. Well, I've read a lot of cases where those parents, I should say, were abusive. They were hitting their kids with glue sticks. Glue sticks. They were getting a plumbing line from the. You should see some of these blogs. It's insane. Okay. Some of them were getting like this plumbing line and they're saying, oh, go get this at the Home Depot. It doesn't leave marks on them, but it really hurts. And then there was, I'm like, is this for real? And I was looking at some of these blogs and like some of these mothers are like, we're testing out the glue sticks. And I'm talking about like the big long glue sticks. Okay. Really crazy stuff. And then what I was going to say after, I think maybe once they get to a certain amount of kids, then they start adopting. And I'll tell you, some of these kids were being killed because these kids that they were getting from other countries were coming with a lot of like attachment disorders, fetal alcohol syndrome, things like that. And they were beating these children. These children, like you talk about true crime, there are cases where they adopted these kids, and again, under the guise that they're a good, whichever sect of Christianity they're in, and they would get donations to go get these children, and it would become a thing, and then they just started collecting almost these children. And I think Mother, who was that? Mother, was it Mother? There used to be another blog that would call out these things. I believe it's Mother Goose, or because I wrote about this, an addiction to pregnancy, a long time ago, and I got a lot of flack for it, okay? But I kind of thought like this girl that we knew was going in this direction. And I have my own feelings for why she's doing this, but they're both doing it. Her sister, while the brother is not doing it in that family, and it didn't come from the parents, so where did it come from? And then they belong to, like, I believe it's like a mega church, and then they just like she got, I don't know if it was her husband or they started to get into this MLM, something about insurance, and it wasn't Mormons. They're not. But they were doing something with insurance. Now they're doing something with this podcast, and now he's involved in it. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. You don't want to. Yeah. Forget. You don't want to look at a lot. I've taken a deep dive into some of this quiverful stuff and the Christian fundamentalists and what do they call them? They call them the fundies, right? The fundies. And then there's people escaping the fundies. Oh, you're welcome, Ann. It's a hard one to think about. It is. We kind of wonder, like, how do people get like that? And then you know what they do too? They can start to like make people feel like that. This is what I mean about the cult aspect of it, because it's just my opinion that they are pushing these, like having as many children, not using any kind of birth control, even if it's like an approved, like the, Catholics or the Rhythm, whatever. just to have all these children and making people maybe that can't do it or just are not equipped, like, feel bad if they're not doing it. And then they started, like she had like she wore jeans. She was like, I'm telling you, she was like a normal person, okay? And then she became like, she only wore dresses and skirts. And in fact, I got close with a friend, like it used to be a pretty close friend of hers. And that friend of hers told me that, there's like something, she's not in that, I don't know, this quiverful, and she made mention that there's something up there. So yeah, what is up there? You got the mega church, and I mean, at one time, she had all these kids of hers out there in the hot Arizona sun, and I saw, they're on Facebook saying that, you've got to come down and do this, and that's what I'm saying. They're all together. It's almost like a commune style. Do you know what I mean? I'm surprised they don't live in a commune where they all help, almost like sister wives or something, because it's almost like that kind of lifestyle, because they all go out together. They all get these, oh, now we've got a 15-passenger van, and now, we're going to get this and that and the other thing. And they all travel together, and they all homeschool, and it's just so. Where was I going with this? Oh, so one time she was posting, and like I told you, her family, his family, wasn't like this, right? So I don't know where the grandmother was on which side, but she said to the girl, please get my grandchildren out of that heat, get them, because she had the kids like in the hot Arizona sun. They were like holding signs and stuff, and the grandmother just started to write on there, which I think she was probably deleted, and probably, because this was what they were doing. And yet there's also a component where this looks great on Facebook. Like, they're always doing this stuff, and they're still going on date nights, and they're still like, how are you having 17 kids and you're still going on your date nights and you're still doing this? And, something's got to give. Something has to give. Okay? And, but they say there's little giveaways. Like one time she would write, she's always got to write on Facebook about like this stuff, and it's almost like they're trying to sell you on it. That's why I'm saying there's like a cult aspect of it, and it's it's scary. At first I thought it was an addiction to pregnancy in the early days, because when she started having one after the other, and then then it became, she started to get into these like podcasts where they talked about birth control, being, not doing this and not doing that. And then I remember even at the time she said, I don't feel compelled that I have to have 15 children. And I'm thinking now, within a few years, she was almost on 15 children. So it's crazy. And but she said once, like, there are things about like physical kinds of stuff that doesn't sound good. But one time, like, the little boy was like 1.5 years, and she goes, I was calling him, and I think, like, do you remember who's that guy that wrote that book? How to Train a Child, or Roy Lesson was his name, because I studied that guy. But that guy, and there was another guy that said, like, they're hitting like 1-year-olds with like rods if they don't listen on the first time. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was like Roy Lesson, and there's people that left that. I did a lot of research on this, because when she started going this way, and then I ran across that I don't want to say Mother Hubbard or Mother something article, I went to a deep dive. And it was crazy. And then a lot of them, see, I was a blogger, so I was like kind of regular bloggers, but then their sect of blogging like really took off, and they were all like together in their blogs and like all like promoting this stuff. It was crazy, but the way she said it, she goes, I called the boy, let's say his name is Terry, but it's not Terry. And I thought, where is he? Why didn't he come up those steps? I'm telling you, a child that's 18 months old, okay? And she goes, and so I swung open the basement door to say, like, why isn't he obeying me? And, you know, she took a picture. The kid was passed out on the steps. He was so tired. He was climbing the steps and he fell asleep on the steps in a diaper, and she took a picture of that. And she was just so happy that he was not disobeying her. And I was like, whoa, okay. That was crazy, yeah. How many children are there? Where? With that house? Which ones? In that house, 16. I don't know. They're like some kind of, I do think it's a cult. And you see the people that are leaving the fundamentalist movement, but it's just something like, and they all like, it's another thing is that most of them, I can't say all of them, but some of them are like very obsessed about what they put in their body. Well, they're having all these kids, right? So she would post things like, what I really want is ice cream. What I'm having is ice chips. Stuff like that, okay? Like deprivation. And I think like a lot of the working out so that they're thin and they're attractive to their husbands and all of this stuff. And I don't know. I think there's got to be a degree of like I really do wonder what her parents, and now she's got her sister, the other sister who was young, you know, she got her into that, and they compete. It's like a competition. It is about who's having more children, and I don't know. It seems like it's just I don't know. But they do kind of, I think they do the posts and make it sound like it's all great in order to almost indoctrinate more people into this. I don't know. I think maybe that's why they're doing these podcasts, because like, you thinking like that people with like 15 children who are perpetually pregnant, and they're always posting about it. Like you might see it on YouTube too. Like, have you ever seen these? They're very popular now between the big giant family bloggers. They'll put a year, like they'll be like 1987, like in all these years, like they had a baby at every one of those years. They're like consumed with pregnancy. And I often wonder, what is she going to do as she's aging out of the age of having children anymore? We saw it, remember Michelle Duggar in those, when she said she was getting so upset because she was coming to the end of her childbearing years. And I think that she's going to think her worth is like not there. Do you know what I mean? Because it's everything. about it, because even when like I told you, we kind of stayed in a small group, even though she was kind of out there, still a little message group, and she would say to the other people in our group, so most of the other people in our group had 2 kids, some of them had 3. I had 5, she had 5 at the time, she had twins. So I remember her saying, well, Carolyn and I have had the majority of kids here. And then I said, yeah, but you cheated. You had a 2-for-1. And she was like, but I pushed 2 out. And I'm just like, man, are you really going to get upset about that? But why are you trying to make like everybody else in the group feel like they've got to have more children, or they didn't live up to I don't know. And that was when she had 5, right? Like I said, she's probably has 15 now. But yet, they're like, it's like the doing it all. Hey, you're doing a podcast and you're doing this, but you're having a baby all the time. Oh, and nursing. They nurse these kids just like, and they never have any problem with nursing. They don't have problem about milk coming in. They don't have problems with anything, right? A lot of people have problems with nursing, but they don't seem to ever have any problem. They're like dairy cows, right? They go right in and they're balancing everything. From what it appears, they're balancing just everything. And how? How are you balancing that many things, right? You're at the church, you're involved in the church, you're involved in homeschooling, you're having 15 kids, you are nursing, and sometimes nursing 2 kids, okay? Sometimes nursing through an entire pregnancy. With all of this other, I don't know. And then you're doing a podcast, it's just like too much. Let's see, what'd you say? Well, I'm not sure what they can do with those kids. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with those kids. Maybe the 1.5-year-old, but who knows? Like, we don't know anything about it. What is Matt saying? Sorry, Matt, I wasn't reading. No sugar, no coffee, no dancing, no happy times, just be a baby factory. Oh, that the Mormons, right? Isn't that the Mormons? They're not children, Branch Davidians. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just is it a cult? I mean, and then like they're always like, it's like they probably make people feel like very insignificant. Like, people have 1 or 2 kids, like they have a hard time getting out of the house, and then you've got these people that have like 17 kids, and they're showing you like it's like I don't know. It's just yeah. Linda, I mean, it's. I wonder what it is, right? And then there's that other component where people are having baby after baby because it's big business on social media. So it's money. But what's happening to these kids when the cameras go off? Right? I don't know. I think some people get maybe to a certain point. Oh, I've got 10 kids. Well, maybe I could have 11. Maybe I could have 12. I'll stop at 12. No, 13. No, I'll start at 14. Well, maybe 15. It's bedtime for you? Yeah, I'm going to do the word game. It's upsetting. I mean, these kids now are in a feral state. That's really sad because it's not even that they're bringing them out and doing these kids are like animals, right? They were raised like animals. They don't even have communication skills, some of them, right? So that's terrible. And then how are they going to pull them out of this? You know, how are they going to pull them out of this? And what if they do have lineage, like, you know, that's not, you know what I mean. It's sad. It's sad, and nobody knows. Your animals don't like what, Anne? The fireworks? Yeah, ours are like, we don't have them out when we won't bring them down to the dock or anything when they're doing fireworks. My son had Roman last year down by there, but then I think he ended up going in the house. Yeah, you shouldn't have the dogs there. But we take our dogs not to the fireworks. You know, they're in the house, and they're okay inside the house. It's not really, you know, the windows they don't hear that much, and they're pretty good. Like, they don't really freak out with thunderstorms, and we're lucky. They're not really. But yeah, I had a beagle growing up that would go under the bed for fireworks, for thunderstorms, everything, and be hours in advance. I'm really rambling tonight. I'm living up to my name. Tonight I'm living up to my name. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You're probably, what is she going on about? Because there's a lot of things I would like to tell you, but I can't right now. But then even about that situation I was just telling you about with the fundamental stuff, there's a lot there to unpack about stuff that's, yeah. It's just wing, yes, very good. Who got that? Anne, very good. Want, yep, we got that. What do you got? Weight, oh, that's good, Anne. Very good. Very good. Twin. Yeah, wow, we were talking about twins, right? How about twig? That's another one. Let's see. Oh, I know we can't do aging because we can't do. Let's see. We gotta have another gain. Oh, gate. Okay, and then twang. How about that? You got that too, Matt. Good job. Good job, guys. Let me see. Let me see here. No, LOL, Anne. Hey, Anne. Thank you for the membership. Matt, you got a membership from Anne. Yay! That's really nice, Anne. Matt, thank you for that membership. Thank you, Anne. Let me play you a song. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Really nice. Very appreciated. Thank you. And Matt got a membership. Yay! Okay, let me get the membership song. Membership song. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Part of the family, loves everywhere. From late night laughter, stories that matter. We ramble together, it's perfectly scattered. Welcome, welcome, ramblers unite, ramblers unite. Ooh, different levels, same heart, shining bright. Thank you for the love, for the time that you bring. Mommy Ramblings grows because of everything.
Hey, Murder. Thank you so much, Anne. Good night, Linda. Good night, Linda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anne. Appreciate it. I'm grateful for you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hold on, I'm trying to stop the song. Okay, thank you so much. Really, I'm grateful for you all. Let me get over here. Where the heck are we? So, Murder, what are we missing here? Murder, we need help. Debbie Twig. We got it right here. Right there, girl. Oh, they were great. Yeah, I tried that, Debbie. That did not work. Did not work. Yeah, we have to do a member movie night. I want to watch that movie. Which is the movie I said we're going to watch? We said we're going to watch the movie The Lost Daughter. Have any of you... I know Murder watched it, but I want to watch the Lost Daughter. So if you want to do a movie night, you have to download an app called Zoom. If you don't have it, it's really easy to download, but that's how we go to the movie nights, okay? Yeah, we do that, Anne. We have a good time. Do you have Zoom, Anne? Sometimes we watch true crime documentaries, but we talked about this movie the other night, and we want to watch it. That was my last when we watched Alex Murdaugh. Yeah, right, Matt? We try to watch. Sometimes it gets late and people are tired, but we'll have to, what do you got there? Inti? What do you have there? Oh, Inti. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, look up Zoom. It doesn't cost any money. It's free. It's very easy to download, and it's just how we go into the, so Mommy Dearest, you want to watch Mommy Dearest? Do you like that cult classic, Mommy Dearest? Yeah, I know every word to that movie. Okay, what do you obtain? Okay. Uh-oh. I thought I did that too, Murder. Flowers in the Attic? Mm-hmm. Flowers in the Attic, I read the whole book series. I was so unimpressed. I remember we went to the movie theater and I was so unimpressed with the books. I mean, with the movie. It did not, it was so far-fetched from the book. And yeah. B.C. Andrews, right? I'm then what, Debbie? Mommy Dearest is no wire hangers ever, yeah. Joan Crawford. No wire hangers ever. Christina, what are wire hangers doing in this closet when I said no wire hangers ever? Yeah, Taylor Parker, Netflix. Yeah, you can watch that too. What do you have? Oh, Gnaw. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. Okay, very good, Murder. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd put it on for you now tonight, but I know that some of you got to get Zoom. Maybe we should figure maybe tomorrow night or something. You want to figure on tomorrow night? After the live? You don't have your glasses on. So yeah, Zoom is all you need. You can get that whether you're on a tablet or you can download it on if you have a desktop or whatever, you could watch it. Yeah, maybe we'll figure that tomorrow night. So yeah, look for that, Ann. Zoom, okay? It's just a Zoom meeting. It's a Zoom meeting app. It's easy. And then what happens is there's a special post for members and there's a way Skywalkers, yeah, super chat. Yeah, let's get watching some movies for our members, our member perks. We like our member perks. And then people can stay and chat after the movie if they want. All right, so let's try to plan on that. I know, yeah, the fireworks over here end, and then I can come on and, yeah, that'll be fun. You download that and we'll figure on something. We always get together in the Zoom. It's nice. And then, talk and pick out the movie, and that'll be fun. It will be fun, but Murder, you should come sometime. Murder watches by herself. Not nice, Murder. Look at that. We had feral and twins tonight. I swear sometimes Word Cookie hears us, huh? Isn't that crazy? You have 2 kids, a girl and a boy, but they're grown. How grown are they? How grown are they? How grown? In their 20s, in their 30s? Now you've got 2 cats that are your boys. Oh, that's nice. My daughter's cat had to go to the vet today. She was like beside herself. But the vet said that she had a fever and they gave her an IV or something, and they gave her some other medication, and now she's home, and hopefully I keep the purse coming for her. I'm so fond of everyone in this group. I look forward to seeing all of you here. Oh, that's nice, Anne. Hi, Heather Snoopy. How are you? It's nice, Kathleen. I'm glad you like it here. We appreciate you. I really like you guys, hanging with you guys. Okay, let's see now. What do we have here? Your baby is 29 and your oldest just turned 40. Let's see, what do we got? Flea? Okay. Uh-oh. You're doing well, Heather Snoopy? That's great. Okay, so what do we have here? We need one more E word. Ear, elf. We have era, right? Yep. Flea. Okay. Perfect. Do we have fear? Do we have fear? Yes, we have fear. Earl? Yes, we have Earl. Eel. You got it, Heather Snoopy. You're glad to be home for this month mostly. Really? Where were you, Heather? Where were you? Were you out away somewhere? I just got feed murder. And then Heather got it. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. Oh, it's got to be free. Matt, I don't know if that's there. Oh, we don't have another. Yeah, I don't have another E. Oh, you were visiting family? Freer, refer. Did we do refer? Very good, murder. And then we have one more. One more. Let's see. What state are you in, Heather? Is it hot where you are? And what state are you in? Are you on the West Coast? Bingo was his name. Oh, was a farmer, had a dog. Bingo was his name. Oh. Very good. We're going to have the advancement now, and then we always have to play the first game after the advancement. It's the way we do it here. So what are we going to change to? Oh, we're a mushroom now. We are a mushroom, so we got to play this game. Oh, you're in the southeastern Wisconsin. Okay, you probably told me that. I'll get to know it. Southeast. I'm pretty good at remembering names and where people are, even when sometimes I don't see people for a while. I just have to get used to you. You're in southeastern Wisconsin. Jet Set is the one that's in the Pacific Northwest. It's too dang hot. I think we're hotter in New York this week than you, Debbie. Pretty sure, Debbie, we are warmer in New York than you are in Florida this week. This week, at least. Hi, Pencilla. You were picking blueberries. Really? Wait, Pencilla, aren't you like in the New England states? Your blueberries are ready? Our blueberries aren't ready here, girl. Your blueberries are ready over there? Home of the cheeseheads, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I think I talked about that because I did a blog post and we got a really nice cheese board. I think it was a Lazy Susan or something, and it was from this place in Wisconsin. Really? That's so weird that your blueberries are ripe. Ours are not, Pencilla. I mean, like the wild ones that we have here, because like where I built the houses, we used to call it Blueberry Hill because there's bushes, but there's even bushes right by when we go into the lake, and they're not ready yet. I think they start getting, they're still green. I mean, really green. I think they're late this year because I think like by mid-July, we've been picking them. If I go back to my blog post, yeah, wow. Girl, I had to buy the blueberries at the store. You get the steamed crabs and a couple of cold beers and hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. That sounds good. Okay. Grilling. Yeah, grill. Hey, grilling. Right. I thought you were talking about what you were doing for the but you're in Canada. And you just had your Canada Day, right? Matt? Girl? Look now, we even have girl. Oh, ill. Yeah. Ring. Yep, we got ring. How about ling? Ling, 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 ling. All right. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Hey. It's all about word power. It's good. Even if the word's up there, if you get it, it's good. Yes, we did. Thanks, Carolyn. Happy Independence Day. Thank you, Matt. $250 years. I remember the bicentennial so clearly, and I would write all the time 1776 to 1976, and I thought anything I wrote it on was going to be kind of like, this is going to be great when somebody comes back and sees this. Like, and I never forget, there was like, we had this it's like unfinished, this pine bookcase thing in the lake house, and we know when I was little, and I wrote on it. I said, "Oh, there's just, we don't even have it anymore." So yeah. But I would just go and write that on. I just couldn't wait. I just loved writing it on stuff. And now it's 50 years, 50 freaking years. Come on, since then, right? That's nuts. You missed that, but about 3 weeks. What did you miss? Oh, really? You think something? I don't know, Debbie. Who knows, right? But look at the Empire State Building. They didn't even have that secured, so hopefully they'll have everything locked down. I don't know. So much to worry about. What do we have here? Did we get this? Grin. Yep, got grin. Someone's saying nil like that. Okay, that's a good extra word. Wasn't there there was a shooting right up in was it in Michigan today, right? What was that about? What was that? Yours says shiver, and then it says rilling. That's so weird, Murder. Your word that comes up as shiver, and then when I hit that little thing, it says rilling. Anxiety, yeah. A lot of people have it. I have anxiety. Rill. I think I tried rill, Murder. Yeah. Oh no, I thought I did. Okay, well, we did it. So we can go to bed now. It's 3 o'clock. Bicentennial by 3 weeks. Oh, I got you, Pencilla. You're a youngie one. Huh. Okay, so listen. You missed it by 3 weeks. All right, listen. Tomorrow we're going to try to plan on a movie. So for our members, okay? So if you're not a member, let's go, girls and boys. We've got like memberships. We got like 3 of them that are less than a cup of coffee. Come on. So yeah, really fun. And then download Zoom, and it's free. And then we can continue the party offline, and you get to know people. So that's really great. Okay, and it is a terribly disabling condition. Yeah, depending on how bad it is, right, Debbie? On how bad it is, or if it's just on certain things, or if you're able to manage it with certain things. You know? Yeah, prayers for everybody. Prayers for everybody going through anything, and most people are going through something, so prayers for everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay cool, stay safe, stay kind, and we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Prayers for everyone that needs them. We all need them. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging. You're nervous too because you're going to a naturalization ceremony tomorrow. Prayers that everything goes well for you, Pencil, and you don't have any anxiety about it. All right. And I love you guys, and thank you for hanging with me, and I appreciate you all, and I'm grateful really for you all. Very, very grateful, and very, very blessed. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Be safe and watch the fireworks. If you don't touch. If you light the fuse, don't go and touch the fireworks. Just play with the sparklers and have water nearby. But I will see you guys later, and I will take some of the fireworks and everything. Thank you, Heather, Snoopy. You too. Good night, everybody. I love you. Be well. And goodbye, Murder. Good day for you. I know you're not going to bed, but you have a great day. I'm trying to figure out where I get us out of here. Jane, how do you stop this crazy thing? Okay, like that. There we go.